Hey everybody, it is Stork from Stork Plays Games, and today I'm here to unbox Trade on the Tigris from TMG or Tasty Minstrel Games. This game is not out yet. It was released at Gen Con in limited edition or limited quantities, and you could purchase it there. However, it is not in regular distribution for a couple more months. This is a 3 to 6 player negotiation game. It plays in 60 to 90 minutes. I can tell you that normally on my unboxings I don't know what's going on inside the box, but this game I actually demoed. So if you were in the TMG booth at Gen Con, you probably saw me. Most of my time was spent with Pioneer Days. I did this one once or twice. So I was really excited to get this game. I was really excited to see this game and play this game. Not only that, I got to meet the designers, as I said in my Gen Con video, and play the game with them. So I'm going to bust this open to show you guys what's inside this box, and hopefully you're just as excited as I am, because it is a great game, especially if you like negotiation games, because that pretty much is the basis of this game. There's some cute little things that I like in here, some kind of comedy tidbits that make me laugh, but I'll show you those on the board once we get to it. So, heavy box, first of all. Got some rules, kind of a thin rule book. Let's see, 12 pages, so not too bad. I will tell you the game looks a lot more complicated than it is. So it's actually fairly easy to play, very difficult to master, because it all comes down to your negotiations and what you can get your other players that you're playing with to do. I will say I believe this game takes a certain kind of group. You can't just play it with anybody, because you definitely need people that are going to trade and negotiate and stuff like that with you. Let me set this up. Maybe we'll get the glare off of that. There we go. How about that? It looks a lot nicer. So first thing we're going to notice on top, we got some punch boards here. Let's see if I can get these out. There are a bunch. So we've got a lot of punch boards here. Most of these are going to be coins, which are actually victory points. We've got these harps. I forget what they're called. I'll think of it here in just a second. And then we've got barbarians. So these tokens are used in every game. Barbarians are bad. You want to keep them away from your civilization, as to where harps are good. And obviously coins are good, because those are victory points. You can trade anything in this game. You can trade barbarians, you can trade harps, you can trade coins. You may not want to, but you can. You also have a round tracker right here, which shows you what's going on. The game's played over 5 rounds. At the end of each round, whatever's on the round tracker happens. So the first round, nothing happens, and then the rounds get progressively more difficult after that with barbarian attacks and Golden Age, which is the harps. Whoever has the most enlightenment, which may be what the harps are called. You've got player boards, very thick quality. I can tell you that these are printed, I think, by the same people who printed Pioneer Days, so the components are just as thick, just as nice as Pioneer Days. And those are some of the best components of any game that I've ever seen. The coins are as close to metal coins as you can get without being metal coins. They're just thick, high quality coins, the same as these player boards. So your player boards here have your character on them. They have your track of what turns you take at the top here. So it tells you we start with development phase, then production, trade, merchant, and then civic. We have our basic goods. So we're going to turn these down in sets. So it's a set laying game where we're setting them down. So if you set down 1 basic good, you're going to get 0 points. If you set down 2 basic goods that match, you're going to get 1 point. So you want to lay them down in as many sets as you can. We have import good types, which are here, and we have spices, which are worth a lot of points. So the import goods, you can lay down 1 and get 1 point. The spices and the basic goods, you can't. But if you lay down 2 spices, you're going to get 4, 3 spices, you're going to get 8. So there's a lot of points in spices. The lexicon over to your left, which would be over here, explains what everything is. Everything's laid out, and it tells you everything you would need to know. So you have your damage, when your barbarians attack, your golden age, which is triggered by your harps and things like that. So, and what all the symbols in the game are. So it's laid out very nicely. We have lots of different colors. So that was yellow. We've got, I believe this is white, green, blue, black, and purple. So like I said, plays up to 6, very nice. We have our matching wooden tokens here. So you're gonna need 2 per each player. The gold block, let's see if you can see that gold block, it just goes on your round token and it moves, progresses your rounds. So again, I'm just doing an unboxing, I'm not really going into how to play, but I think that if I know, you guys can kind of get an idea of what the little deal is on the unboxing. It'll give you a good idea, a better idea of what you think about the game. Tons of bags to put stuff in, tons and tons and tons. We have the Tigris, I'm going to open here in a second, but I want to show you the cards. So we're going to have cards, these are import goods. Looks like these are doubled up. So these are probably import goods and basic goods. Yeah, there's barley on the back. I'm going to get up for a second and kind of show you something about these cards without really opening it. So these cards, as long as it focuses, are doubled. So you have the top, which is your import good. It also shows you on the card, oops, on this side, what, when you lay them down in sets, what points you'll get. But on the bottom, it has something as well. So when you're trading these cards, you have to tell them what's on the top. You cannot lie about it. You can lie about what's on the bottom because sometimes there's bad stuff, but you don't have to. So it is a negotiation game. You're trying to trade for these things, but when you lay this down, so I have a bunch of barley and I lay it down, I am going to get that harp whether I want it or not. Now, a harp I always want. That's not a problem. The same thing goes for your import goods and spices. But let me get this out of the way. So our insert real quick, just a 2-sided cardboard, so nothing fancy there. But let me open up the Tigris and we'll come back to the cards because I want to explain it a little bit more. So we have religion and government. We have 2 sides of the river. So we have democracy, which goes down one side of our democracy goes on our government side. We have dictatorship, which goes on our government side on the opposite side. We have Asher on our religion, which is a religious type. And we have Marduk, which is our other type of the religion. So we have this river, okay, that flows down the middle of our board. These tokens, we're trying to move them up and down the river, depending on which way we want to go. So if I was the purple player, just an example. So everybody starts here in the middle on start, and we're on 0. I don't know how well you guys can see this, so I'm going to pick this up. So on our religion card there, or on our token, it says start, and we have a 0 in the middle. And then we have coins at the top. These are victory conditions, which are all 0s. So at the beginning of the game, there are cards. I just had them. We'll go with that and show you. So there's hash marks right here. Okay, this is dictatorship. So if I was in the dictatorship side, so if I had played cards to move myself this way, which on the bottom of these, there are cards that will say dictatorship, democracy, Asher, Marduk. And so that's why it's important when you lay your cards down, you know what they're doing. Because you don't want to be moving back and forth and back and forth. We want to basically pick a spot and start going that direction. Because the further I get, not only do the more victory points that I get, but these little hash marks down at the bottom allow me in my development phase to get better cards. So I'm going to start out with cards from here, which are 0s. So you can see the 0 down there. As I move up each side, whether it be religion or government, I'm going to get better cards. I'm going to get more victory points, which you can see at the top. But the thing I don't want to do is go too far in Dictatorship and I become a tyrant, because then I get worse cards and worse points. So it's very funny, and that's what I was talking about, the kind of humor on the board. So that's God, I can't talk. Bureaucracy on democracy. And we got fanatics on Marduk, if you go too far on their religion. And you got zealots on Asher, if you go too far. So it's kind of humorous, because everybody knows you get too far into one thing, you know those people. We can't all just get along and agree on what we want to agree on. So I thought it was kind of a funny little joke, but that's kind of where politics and religion goes sometimes. So unfortunately, it's good to have a strong belief, but I think that it's definitely good to have an open mind and listen to everyone. So the other thing in this game are these cards. They're kind of a cream color cards. They're in order. So when you lay the cards down, it'll tell you to take card 20 or card whatever. These are trade cards. You cannot use these cards for yourself on your turn. However, you can use them to trade. So if I were to trade with you and you did this, you'd play this and get these two coins here. But when you're done playing it, you give it back to me. So I can trade it out every round. So it just kind of sweetens the deal. I may say, I'll give you 2 victory points, but you've got to take these 2 barbarians from me. So, or I'll give you these 2 victory points, but I need you to take a barbarian and 1 democracy card, because I'm going towards dictatorship or something like that. So, and remember, the dictatorship, the democracy, the religions, those are on the bottom of the card, so I could even be lying about that technically. You can also store up to 3 cards in your warehouse and not play them, so you don't have to play them, so you can put 3 cards down. So that, without opening these up, because it's basically just a bunch of cards of levels 1, 2, 3s, and 0s. You have your import goods and your basic goods. You have your starting, so I did not mention there are starting workers. So you're going to have a starting set that is going to produce for you. They don't produce great, but at least it's something to start with. And your trade cards. So that's pretty much everything in this game. Again, a lot of negotiation, a lot of trading, a lot of talking. So if you got a group that can trade and negotiate and have fun with it, you guys are going to love this game. And that is pretty much it for Trade on the Tigris. Definitely look for this in your store, your local store, and pick it up. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please leave me a comment below. Subscribe to the channel. Click like on the video. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter @StorkPlaysGames, and come play a game with me. Maybe this one. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.